everybody, so welcome back. Last session, you all spent your first full day in the city of Blades, Gracklstugh, going about many different orders of business and enjoying relative safety for the first time in a very long time, since well before escaping Velkenvelv. At least knowing that the Drow could not get their hands on you here, at least for the time being. You all went about your business of selling whatever valuables that you had managed to scrounge up, getting some equipment, and of course, spending some time at a local tavern. It wasn't a completely uneventful several hours or day, though, as a rampaging giant with a second howling head seeming to be trying to force its way out of the creature's neck went rampaging through the market district of Gracklstugh. And unfortunately, you all were forced to put the beast down, even though he was, at least as far as you know, once a very normal stone giant. After the giant was destroyed, the guards thanked you all for your help, and one of the stone giant's friends arrived and informed you all that the individual that had just been slain, the giant, was the son of the Stonespeaker, the highest ranking stone giant in Gracklstugh. Understanding was the main thing he wanted to express to you all, that he understood why the son of the Stonespeaker had to be destroyed. But he did ask you all, and when I say ask, it was a very strong suggestion, the kind of suggestion that didn't really bridge much of a discussion from him, that you should all meet with Stonespeaker Haram whenever it was convenient for you all, but not too long. As such, the Duergar offered you safe passage into the southern section of the city whenever you wanted to do that meeting. But for now, you all were left to your own devices, doing some more shopping and then meeting up at the tavern at the end of your day. While some of you went to bed, others remained and chit-chatted and hung out and talked with the locals a bit. And when conversation turned to Slewbludop, you all quickly discovered that you were very much not alone in that bar. There were a good half dozen or more invisible Duergar. Whether they were following you or just happened to be in the bar is currently unknown, but they were very interested in your perceived involvement in what happened at Slewbludop. And so that is where we left off last week. About a half a dozen Duergar surrounding you all, their weapons out, and asking you to please accompany them to their barracks. A building that they called Overlake Hold. So that is where we pick up now.
So are we being marched along, or we're in?
You are all still in the bar. The Duergar have insisted that you follow them. You are not under arrest yet, but the lead Duergar, stepping forward, does say that it would be wise of you all to acquiesce to this request. I just watched Pirates of the Caribbean.
Sarah, perhaps offer them to come drink and dance with us.
No, I think we should just go with them.
They look around towards your entourage, and the lead Duergar says, "We don't need all of you. Who would you like to represent you?" Eldath and a couple of the others kind of just scoot back in their seats a little bit.
Sarah will quietly turn to the group. I think I can do this. I've gotten myself out of many sticky situations.
Are you sure?
They indicate that several of you can accompany them. Just the 10 of you that you and all of your followers encompass is too many.
Well, I suggest the 5 of us go.
Becker can hang out with the rest of the group and have drinks while you all go get interrogated.
The four of us will go.
Can we bring our drinks with us?
They look towards you. One of the Durgar's already got like a couple mugs in his hand. The lead Durgar says that's totally fine.
Cool. Let's
Schroeder should be
look up for the journey.
finished. Schroeder should be finished with his ritual by now. Perhaps let's get him to come with us.
Right. Welcome back, Tyler. Glad you made it.
Hey, wait, what's this interrogation that I'm hearing about?
So, at the end of last session, several Duergar overheard you all discussing what happened at Slubludop and became very interested, and very politely asked you all to accompany them to Overlake Hold, the Duergar barracks in the Dark Lake District, for questioning.
Oh, okay.
The five of us will be going with you. The rest will stay behind, if that's okay.
Very well.
Schrodinger will agree if somebody goes and gets him. Whoever would go and get him out of the room would
Right,
notice
you
that there is he went off to go cast Find Familiar. So whoever would go up and retrieve Schrodinger will see an undead raven right in front of him.
Hell yeah. What's his name?
Don't know yet. So come back
Oh.
to that one.
Nevermore.
I like that. Nevermore.
Nice.
Plus, just got them watching. Or yeah.
Very cool. All right.
Billion takes stool off his head and just says, "Here, stay with the rest."
It gives a little nod.
Thank you for the dance, my mushroom friend.
How far away are you taking us?
So, they tell you that it is not far, that it is in the Dark Lake District, so you need not worry about going where you are not welcome. And he points out to you, he kind of gives you like the rundown of where they're taking you. Again, they're trying to be not too rude. Nice is not really a word that I'd use when the Duergar are involved, these Duergar at least. But they are most certainly trying not to be overly aggressive. So they do tell you where they're taking you all. And Overlake Hold is here. You can't see that ping. Overlake Hold is up here. Yeah.
And we're in Goldbrock's lair.
Exactly. So not far at all.
Okay.
Did any of them seem like they're acting crazy?
Go ahead and make an insight check. Okay. Yeah, Trace, none of them seem to be acting very out of the ordinary. A couple of them seem a little more nervous than usual, keeping a closer eye on their surroundings, watching some of the other patrons suspiciously, but nothing too out of the ordinary that you can spot.
We are more than happy to come along with you.
They nod and say, "Very good, very good."
If any of you
Stoneguard
sprout a
Erday.
second head, though,
Go ahead.
if any of you sprout a second head, though, it's on site.
They all nod solemnly, like they were having the same thought. Right. Okay. All right. So they begin marching you all out. There's a half a dozen of these Duergar with you. As you begin to leave Galbrook's lair, one of them touches the sending stone on his shoulder again and informs that backup will not be necessary as they move through the Blade Bazaar on their way to Overlook Hold. The lead guard says that Stonespeaker Erday wishes very much to speak to anybody who was involved or saw what happened in Slubludop. They want to make sure that what happened there isn't going to happen here. He asks if you all might have some insight into that.
The Schrodinger will step forward. The demon known as the Demogorgon showed up. Wiped out the entire port.
He nods. Says, I've heard this name before. I know little of the matters of demons and gods, but I have heard this name. This is troubling.
Schrodinger will mention the what happened to himself after he was hit by the Demogorgon, and as well what happened to Trazen and Sarah. That Trazen went mad and almost killed everybody.
He nods and says, the madness is something that we've already begun to experience here. Airday will most certainly find a good use for you and your information. We shouldn't speak much more on it, not with all of these vermin scurrying about. Who knows what they might go and tell. And he kicks a Darrow that's running by in front of the road. It squeaks and runs underneath a stall.
The vermin might leave the city far before anybody else. You might want to keep an eye on them.
He nods. He says, we already keep as close an eye as we can on them. They've infested Ludiger's Furrow. There's no getting them out of there now. And at that, who's got the highest passive perception again? It's Trazen, right?
And myself.
Okay, what are they? What are they?
15.
I'm loading my sheet.
15 and
It is 16.
16. Okay. All right. So, as you are all making your way through, you notice that the little Darrow that the Duergar kicked has now popped its head back from underneath the little stall that it was under. And next to it, 2 more Darrow pop their heads from under the stall. And next to it, a couple more. Until you look around and you realize there might be as many as 100 Darrow. All peeking their little heads out. Infravision glowing red in their eyes as they begin to slink out of the darkness. Brandish blades and leap upon all of you and your Duergar escort. They immediately dogpile onto the guard who was escorting you and begin stabbing him viciously. They then turn their attention towards all of you and the rest of the Duergar. And we are going to roll initiative.
That was quick.
Yeah.
I was expecting something different.
My perception didn't help us much.
Actually, it did, because you are not surprised.
Oh.
Okay. I shout out a word of warning as his throat is cut.
What's this little red thing next to my character name in the character sheet now?
What?
It's a level up. I just saw that.
Ooh.
What? We got a button?
What?
We got a new button?
Yeah, there's
Oh, look at that button!
because
Yeah.
if you hover over it, says
Yep.
character month to level up.
Oh, that's so cool.
Sick.
Nice.
And we level up this
Oh,
session
the
to try
sheet
it.
looks sleeker too, doesn't it? The characteristics and
yeah.
everything look smoother.
Yeah.
Finally get an
Wow.
update.
Right?
I like
Jeez,
when these
right?
characters get updated. It's
Only
really
been
nice.
for fucking ever. Oh, that's nice. I
It
like
looks
this.
exactly the same for me, but that's fine.
Really? The characteristics section looks the same for you? Like personality traits, ideals, bonds, flaws, that whole section looks better
Looks all
better laid
a little
out.
bit
Oh,
shrunken down and
You can
more.
close it.
more
You
of an
can
overlay.
close it. Oh my god.
Like,
Sorry,
you
Schroeder. I'm
click
just
on
sitting here fucking around with your sheet.
characteristics.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was wondering what just happened.
Sorry,
I was like, wait, did I do that? That was cool.
If you click characteristics, you can close it. So it's
Damn
all-
you, I thought I did that.
That's great.
Yeah, that's really nice. I like that a lot.
How'd you do that?
I just clicked on the characteristics button. On the word characteristics.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because my cursor changed when I went over it, which
Usually means you can do something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm just gonna be hovering over my character sheets now. Just like, oh, I wonder what changed. Patch notes would have been nice.
How big are Darrow? Are they Are they tall?
They are not. They are technically small size.
Okay.
They're little guys.
Don't we have Darrow with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple of Darrow with you guys. No, Darrow. No, the only Darrow that was with you was what's his name? He dead now. Boopido. Boopido was was the Darrow that was with you.
Well.
If the odds of us saying, "Hey, we're friends with Bukido, go get them," would we be safe? Just
Yeah, all Darrow know each other.
yeah. He could have had a reputation.
We are
Okay.
friends, not food.
I mean, the man was in prison for something.
All right. So several of the Darrow go charging towards the Duergar closest to them. Several of the Darrow begin engaging with one another, engaging with the Duergar, slashing at them. There are dozens more of these little skirmishes happening all around you. It seems to be a full-blown riot. They seem to just be screaming and gibbering incoherently as they brutally attack anybody within arm's reach, Duergar or outsider, both. And with that, Schrodinger, this one swings a hooked spear towards you, grabs you around the shoulders with it. It is a 10 to hit, Schrodinger.
That is a miss.
All right. Sarah, same at you. It swings a strange little short hooked spear at you. That is a 14 to hit you, Sarah.
Okay. Sorry, did we do a short rest at the bar?
Yes,
or
you
no?
did.
Oh. Okay. How much damage?
It's a 14 to hit. I don't think that hits
Okay.
you.
Oh, that does not hit me. That does not hit me.
All right. Aranis.
Okay, just checking 30 feet. Okay. Just these are Darrow.
Yes.
Okay.
These little guys.
Oh god.
And it's also important to note that there seems to be a couple of them that are better dressed and not so covered in rags and filth. They seem to be better dressed, better groomed, and they seem to be shouting at the others, possibly even directing orders around.
Oh, that's a Darrow as well.
That is an arrow as well.
Okay. So I'm just trying to get as many of them as I can. Okay. Aranis will step here. And he will shout, "I wish not to harm you, but if you persist, you will force my hand."
One of them flings a dagger at you as you before you even finish speaking. It misses wildly, but the intention was clear.
Then I will raise my holy symbol and shout, "Try to withstand the presence of my goddess," as I use my Radiance of the Dawn.
Nice.
All of them within 30.
Within 30 feet.
Could they make a con save?
Okay, so that is everybody except for the leaders.
Yeah.
Okay.
It only goes so far.
All right, so Constitution saving throw, DC and damage, 14 for 13. Thank you. Ooh, hold up. Magic resistance, it says.
What?
Yeah.
This isn't magical, this is religious.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There are a few there's still a lot of failures in there. Okay. For 13 points. Boom. You all see. So, Aranis, what does this look like?
Aranis will shout, hold up his holy symbol, which I think is on his shield, as a white light coalesces around him and then just shoots out.
Hell yeah. So this white light lances out and stabs several of these Duergar through the chest. You see many of them, I believe 4 of them, drop right there. Very Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark-esque. Just this white light lancing out and striking down several of these creatures. Yeah, you have slain more than half of the Darrow. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I have shown you butter. Oh, I've shown you but a minuscule,
Right? I was like,
a
I mean,
minuscule
sure?
level of my goddess's might. Lay down your arms or else.
Okay.
Any response from them?
Yes, the one back here yells, "Nice trick!" in common, and raises up his hand, and... cast Lightning Bolt.
Dick, it's still my turn.
What is that?
It's still my turn.
Yeah, go ahead. You can see him starting to do this. You can run if you want to.
Oh.
I jumped the gun. I got too excited.
I took a step.
Okay.
I use my bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
And I guess I'll go for him. Oh wait, actually wait. I don't think I can, the distance. Oh, 60 feet, no, I'm fine.
Spiritual Weapon's got a decent casting distance.
Yeah.
20.
60.
Yeah, 60 to cast, and it can move 20 feet.
Oh,
Sorry.
20.
Oh, sorry. Could you make it movable for me?
I can't, unfortunately. I can. I just
That's
have to
fine
go
then.
in and make it like a full character sheet and everything for it. So.
Oh, that's fine, leave it. I just feel like I'm bugging you when I ask you to move.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, and it will slash at him.
Okay.
Where's the button? There.
10 does not hit.
Aw. Well, I'm sure it annoyed him. And that's the end of my turn.
They both cast Lightning Bolt.
Those dicks.
All right, everybody. I need Sarah, Schrodinger, and Uranus to all make Dex saves, please.
What level do you get counter spell?
3rd level spell, so I think that's level 6. Or is it level 5? I don't remember.
It's not
Either
soon
way, not a
enough.
level.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's not soon enough.
Okay, so the first one up here, Uranus. A 21 does succeed. You take half of 28 lightning damage. You take 14 lightning damage. The DC is 12. Sarah, that is a very unfortunate failure. Schrodinger, you do succeed. The second lightning bolt is for 15 lightning damage. Sarah, you take the full. Schrodinger, you take 7.
I should have stayed where I was.
Okay. That is the little leader Darrow's turn. That brings us to Schrodinger.
Oh man, that hurt. Schrodinger is going to create a bonfire. This guy right here.
Nice. He does fail his dex save. Ignites, bursts into flames, and goes down screaming.
And to ordering a familiar to do something. Is that a bonus action?
I believe the familiar acts on its own initiative. I usually just have it act on the same turn as its caster, but it does not take any of your actions to make it do stuff.
Okay. Nevermore is going to flap in the face of this guy.
Nice. City's a raven?
Yeah.
An undead raven? Okay. So next attack against him has advantage, is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, anything else?
That'll be all.
Cillian.
Two shots at the leader guy up to the right here.
Got it. "23 hits for 5 piercing. Okay. Jeez, big hit. Alright.
Yep. That's what I got. for
Okay.
now.
Trazen, you are up.
All right. Trajan will move up here. Bonus action cast Shillelagh
Shillelagh.
and beat him in the face.
Sorry, one second. Something weird was going on with the music.
Does 10 hit?
10 does not hit.
Okay. That is Trajan's turn as he swings with his club wildly at him.
Right. Sarah 4, you're up.
Okay, Sarah will
There was
come
four.
up. I don't know. Oh, I lost count of my squares. Okay, anyways. So she will come here, flank him, and strike out with her longsword.
Okay. 15 hits.
15 hits. 8 slashing.
Alright, alright.
And that will be her turn.
Okay. Alright. At the top of the round, many of the Darrow that are around and attacking other citizens of Gracklstugh and other outsiders, they see that many of their number were just obliterated, and they turn towards you with absolute madness in their expressions, and 6 more of them rush towards you all. All right. Alright, so several of them attack Duergar that are closer to them, while others rush for you all. Sarah, one of them throws another hooked spear in your direction. That is a crit with a 22 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, it is only 2 piercing, but I do need a strength saving throw from you.
Okay.
I would also
Okay.
like to use my Halo of Spores on this guy.
Okay, con save from him.
Yep.
He fails.
Only 1d4.
Nice.
4! Oh,
Shit.
take 4.
Okay. Trazen, one of them lashes up with their hooked spear in your direction. Jeez, another crit, Trazen. That is 3 piercing, and I need a strength save from you.
Oh, my character sheet went away. That's
Nice, 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 nice.
Ah.
So he hooks his spear up into your shoulder and tries to haul down, but instead he lifts himself up off the ground and he's just kind of dangling there for a second before he unlatches his spear.
How much damage was it?
3.
Okay.
Uranus, 14 to hit.
I'd have to double check, but I think that misses.
All right. Cillian, you have one on you.
Yeah.
It is a 14 to hit.
Miss.
All right. And the Duergar and the Darrow go toe to toe. Okay, Aranis, you're up.
Okay. With my
Are the excuse me, sorry, are the Duergar fighting or
They
no?
are. They
They're
are.
just
I'm auto-generating their damage. I'm just making it a 50-50 chance for which one hits who in all of their little fights. They're not rolling individual rolls.
okay.
But they are fighting, yes.
I will use my bonus action to use my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
So 12 force for this one.
Nice.
Wait, I'm assuming 23 hits.
23 certainly hits, yeah.
And then I will use my rapier to try and stab this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
14 hits.
Hey. 7 piercing. And that is the end of my turn.
Okay. That does bring us to the Darrow spellcasters. Okay, this one is going to run down here. Sarah and Trazen both get opportunity attacks as the crazy little creature scurries away from you both. Those both hit. Or 6 and 8. Alright, so 14. Ooh, damn. Alright. It then lifts its hands up, this one down here in front of Sarah and Trazen, and is going to cast Burning Hands. Dex saves.
Does that hit that other Duro then?
It does.
Oh, determined little buggers, aren't they?
Oh shit. Right. DC 12 save against 13. Okay. So Trazen, you do take the full 13 fire damage. Sarah, you take half down to 6. The other Darrow caught in the blast also takes 6. And this one's going to cast Lightning Bolt again.
But I did.
Well, I like that one better.
Ooh.
Alright. Schrodinger, Sarah, and Trazen, I need all three of you to make dexterity saving throws. DC is 12. This Darrow here is burnt to a crisp. Oh, Trazen, is that your dex save against the lightning bolt or against the flaming hands?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Nope. Deck.
All right. It is 28 points of lightning on a fail, 14 on a success. Right. Lightning crashes through all of you, and you all see Trazen drop to the ground, smoking lightly. Schrodinger.
Schrodinger is going to cast a fast ball of magic missile at this guy.
Okay.
It's not much, but 5 force damage.
That's only 1d4. It didn't do the.
Wait, why didn't do
It didn't do all the
I'll just do
missiles.
all.
So all 5s? I'm fine with that. Well, shit, look at that.
Alright, just 3.
Alright. So 14.
For some reason, I
points.
guess when the character sheets updated, it changed my thing back to just single.
Yeah. Hey, Schrodinger, anything else?
Nevermore is going to change to just flapping this guy's face now.
Okay.
Giving advantage on him.
Alright, Cillian.
That is all.
Okay, first shot at the guy next to Schrodinger.
Okay. 22 hits. And as he is cackling maniacally after casting that lightning bolt, Schrodinger, you see his face go stiff for a second, and his laughter kind of dies off, and then he falls forward with an arrow protruding from the back of his head.
Okay, I guess my second shot will be to the back of the head of the guy right next to me.
Right. 16 hits for 4 piercing. Unfortunately, he does not go down from that. Oh, is that 8 more
How about
damage?
that? Yep.
Yeah, he did. Oh, what the fuck? I just crashed hard. Roll 20 just completely crashed out on me. Okay, so go back.
Okay. I'm going to use my action surge.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a shot at the other leader guy, but that'll be disadvantage.
Why disadvantage?
Yeah,
Over 30 feet.
got it.
I don't have sharpshooter yet.
All right,
Just
13 just hits, and down he goes as well.
Okay, that's all I got.
Right. Trazen, good luck. Oh no.
Oh,
All right, Sarah.
Okay. Sarah will move to here and kneel and place her palms on her fallen friend Trazen,
All right.
and give him 10 points of healing.
Nice.
Sarah, we must save as many of these Darrow as possible.
Okay, Sarah will now take her sword. No, she will not hit him. Yeah, that'll be her turn. Shut up, Trason.
That does bring us to the remaining Darrow. With their leadership gone, those that are on the outskirts of the fight, the many that are still roaming around and attacking randomly throughout the market, begin to slowly slink back into underneath stalls, into sewer grates, and so on. The ones that are still here, though, still fight quite viciously. Sarah. 10 to hit. Is it going to be a miss? Trazen, still on the ground. That is a 21 to hit for 2 piercing. You're already prone, so you do not need to make any strength saves or anything. rest are still thoroughly tied up with Duergar. Uranus.
Seeing that Brazen is back up, Uranus will. The distance on this 120 feet. Uranus will start chanting an undercommon as he uses Scorching Ray. That's 3. I should have made a button for this. Oh, dude, there is one.
Scorching Ray, nice.
I will send one. There. Sorry. One there. There. And there.
Nice. Those
The
all
crits
hit.
are landing on the green.
Okay. Go and roll damage. So here, here, and then the crits up here. Got it.
Yeah.
Alright, that one drops. So does that one. This one is still standing.
I will bring my spiritual weapon up next to him and take a stab.
Alright, that is definitely a hit. Roll damage. Yeah. How do you take him down?
Decapitates him.
Nice.
My goddess doesn't mess around. And that is the end of my turn.
Okay. The spellcaster Darrow are both dead, brings us to Schrodinger.
Is everybody dead?
That's a good question. Nope, there's one little guy left up
Oh,
here.
one now. Let me give him a good old Toll of the Dead.
Nice. Wisdom saving throw result is a failure.
And it roll damage.
1d12. Fantastic. All right. He goes down. And with that, the remaining Darrow flee back under stalls and into sewers, disappearing into the crowd, and just like that, the riot is over. There are dozens of gravely wounded and dead shopkeepers, guards, outsiders, and Duergar alike all over the place.
I ask for everyone to be brought as close to me as they can.
Okay.
With everyone within 30 feet. Oh wait, it says up to 6 creatures. I'll give medical care where I can give.
Okay.
I'll
So-
try to patch them up.
I can help examine these dead.
All right. The Duergar gives you all a nod, and the one that was speaking to you all before has been cut down and stabbed about 100 times. But another one steps forward, and seemingly like nothing has changed. He says, "We should keep moving to the hold."
Wait a minute. Is
a
that
common occurrence?
is that normal for you? Do the Darrow often attack like this?
The Darrow have been rioting far more lately, but this is far from a rare occurrence, I'm afraid to say.
I see the way you treat them. You treat them like worse than dirt.
Vermin. Little creatures deserve to die, every last one of them.
And why is that?
Filthy little creatures, thieves, murderers, liars. Can't trust them.
mean, I don't tend to cast aspersions, but I mean, they did just attack us.
People tend to murder for tons of reasons.
We can't just leave all these people to die.
Is this
They
a
need
drow or
medical
a
attention.
burger that we're talking
This is
about?
this is definitely a Duergar. There are very few drow in the city.
Schrodinger will state, even the drow are vicious murderers.
Not all drow.
Yes, he's fine.
Oh, thank you. I like ET.
Well, all drow that I see tend to murder quite a lot.
They imprison people as well. Even their own.
And yet they still murder.
So the Duergar, they would be patient with you all for a while as you tend to the wounded and things like that, but they would quickly start trying to get everybody moving back to Overlake Hold.
Okay, you don't need to push.
They do congratulate you all on how well you handled yourself during all of that. Admiring your martial prowess and whatnot.
We did it whilst drunk as well.
Yes. Would you have? But Schrodinger will ask, "Do you happen to have anything like a pick-me-ups? Help with wounds?"
He says he
Me?
can supply you with potions over at the Hold.
If you need healing,
Yeah.
Schrodinger.
I don't think it's just me that needs the healing.
Okay. How far away do you reckon we are from where we're going? Damn. 10 minutes?
I would say about 10 minutes, yeah.
Actually, yeah. I'll cast Prayer of Healing if you allow me to do that
That's
on the
fine.
move. Everyone heal for 19.
Damn, nice.
Ooh, nice.
Just us?
It says up to 6 creatures, so like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll heal the worst looking Durga.
You said shopkeepers and things like that were injured, right?
Yeah, all over the place.
Okay. I am going to use 6 spell slots to cast a healing word, and just look around and see who needs healing, and go see a cloud of like these vibrant green little locusts come out of my
Nice.
back and just float around, and he will use 6 spell slots to heal any dying or not terminally dead individuals around
Fantastic.
the place.
All right. So yeah, several of the shopkeepers and the shoppers begin to stir and come to. And again, the Duergar give you an appreciative nod of acknowledgement. Yeah, you definitely have saved many a life there.
We could do so much more if our journey could be delayed.
Agreed.
They kind of look around at the carnage and how much you've helped already. He kind of lifts up his hand and taps his gem. He says, Captain Erde, would you be willing to meet us in the market? There's been a situation, and our guests are cleaning up the mess. He nods, taps his gem again. Do as you wish. The captain will meet us here.
Brilliant.
Aranis,
Sorry.
spread out.
Yes.
Render aid to them. I've healed the worst, but there are many who could fall.
I will use my actual medicine skill to
Perhaps spare
render
them.
aid. Or spare the dying.
If you wish.
Yeah, I'll use an actual medical skill to render aid. Any of them that actually need actual magical intervention, I'll use Cure Wounds.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and make a medicine check. Anyone that's helping out, go ahead and make a medicine check.
Sure.
Since I know what I'm doing, as in I'm conscious of what I'm doing, can I cast guidance on myself?
Sure. Yeah.
I will also.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good stuff. Okay. So,
That's not.
lots of people you all are helping out right now. Isn't a 10 is a 9 is still you didn't kill anybody, so good job. So as you're
Treason,
going
supposed
through
to
and helping out with the
kill
merchants,
somebody.
was that?
Yeah, it was just bull crap saying you're supposed to kill people. That's how we operate.
All right. So as you're going through and helping people out, there is a Duergar merchant who had been stabbed multiple times. He was bleeding out, and as you all render him aid, and this would have been one of your situations to use a Cure Wounds, Aranis.
Okay.
And as he comes to, he sits up. It's like, you all saved my life. I'm indebted to you all. My name is Wurs. If there's anything that I can do to help you all, please don't hesitate to ask. I own the shop just over there, and he points over towards a general supply shop.
Thank you, sir. That is most grateful. I'm just happy that we could help you. But I'm sure we will stop by to see your wares. We are new here.
Gives a
The
nod.
ward is by not dying.
And also, among these individuals, where is she? There is also a merchant here. She was just passing through. Her stall is elsewhere by the name of Ilsa.
Ilsa, okay?
And
That's about Isla.
YLSA.
Oh, wow.
Female Duergar. And she mentions that she is actually a member of the Merchant Council. And she says that the council is also indebted to you for this, for your act, and for your... Well, how would they put this? They wouldn't call it mercy or anything like that. The Duergar are far too pragmatic. They would call it a good business decision that you've made by saving so many of these valued individuals here in the market. So Ilsa says that her caravans are always looking for good guards, and you lot seem to fit the bill. If you ever are looking for work, or looking for safe routes, or safer routes, I would say, to some of the more known cities, she would most certainly be able to help you out with that.
Thank you, Ilsa. We will definitely consider taking you up on your very generous offer.
She says
Do
she'd
your,
be...
cava-
Go ahead.
do your caravans go above ground ever?
She says, she shakes her head and says, no, unfortunately not. The routes to the surface are few and far between, and her caravan guild does not possess access to any of them. She does, however, know that there are a couple of ways out near the Worm Writhings and near Blingdenstone to the north.
The worm what?
The Worm Writhings.
What's
One
that?
word?
She kind of confused for a moment. The Worm Writhings is a well-known place down here, but she kind of mentions that you're probably not from around here, and tells you that the Worm Writhings is hundreds and hundreds of miles of purple worm tunnels that have been turned into various settlements and pathways. She says that there is at least one route to the surface through the Worm Writhings, so she doesn't know exactly where it is.
And then the other city you mentioned was Blingdenstone.
She nods and says that the deep gnomes trade regularly with the surface. If there's anybody that would have known routes available to outsiders, it is them.
And how far away would that be?
She says it's
Blingdenstone.
about a 10 days travel from here.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Was that 10 days travel?
Yes. I believe. Let me double check that math real quick. I may be wrong there.
These names are killing me.
Sloobludop, Gracklstugh, Blingdenstone.
I'm trying to spell phonetically where I can.
Okay, let me check distance here.
While everyone's being
10
altruistic,
days.
can I try and loot the 2 leader Duro guys?
Yeah,
If again, being good on them.
definitely. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Okay, Cillian, you find just the stuff that they have just about their person. There's a pouch with 20 gold worth of assorted coinage, split between the two of them. So we'll say 10 on each of them.
Sweet.
We were meant to meet Ilsa. She was the contact we were given.
Right, she is the one that that Hemeth told you about.
Going through last week's dates.
She is
Great,
indeed
now she's
the
a death
same
thrust.
Ilsa. Okay. Alright, everybody. So, after a good long while of you all spending your time here, seeing to the wounded, making connections and whatnot, eventually, a imposing female gray dwarf, fully armored and bearing an insignia that you have not seen on any other Duergar, approaches you all, approaches the group and the Duergar that are kind of standing near you, your former escorts. This Duergar is flanked by 2 stone guards who remain by the door. These individuals are armed and armored far better than the other Duergar, which is saying something because all Duergar are wielding and wearing weapons and armor of high quality. These guys are obviously something special. She approaches you all. She says, "I am Captain Erde Blackskull, commander of the Stone Guard." She gives each of you a calculating look. So let me start by saying, regardless of your deeds and what you've done here, you are worth nothing here in Gracklstugh. Most of those under my command would sell you off in a heartbeat as the cheapest manual labor. However, you all have proved to be quite useful, and I've learned to make much better use of adventurers such as yourselves. So, you all were present at Sloobludop. Let us start there. What did you see? What can you tell us in preparation of what is likely heading this way?
Demogorgon.
Well, when we first arrived, sort of a senior member of the fish people, Kuotoa, said that his daughter was acting a little bit strange. She was a worshipper of one of their gods, but had taken to sacrificing people. A little too vehemently, too often, perhaps. And had asked us to sort of intervene on his behalf. He wanted to speak to her. We went to some sort of makeshift temple, and it was there that all hell broke loose, I think. A two-headed beast came out of the water, and there was a frenzy of killing that ensued.
Okay. So as you're all describing the situation to her, she kind of nods and looks over to one of the stone guard next to her, who's taking down notes of what you all are saying. She mentions to you all that a lot of what you saw over in Slough is being mirrored here to a much lesser degree. Two-headed creatures popping up, people who have no ties or connections to these darker powers suddenly sprouting a second head, madness gripping many. And you see them kind of trade looks as they talk about the madness that is gripping several people throughout the city. And they definitely look concerned. But she said,
And how have you resisted this madness?
She says the Duergar are a sturdy people, far more mentally solid than the Kuatoa. She says, nonetheless, her people are being affected.
Did I got a pretty good I think it was religion check on the Demogorgon.
Okay.
Does it make sense to me that the fact they're not being affected as much is because they're sturdy, or is there another factor that might be
So the Kuatoa were far more predisposed to madness than the Duergar are. However, it just has been distance and time is on their side as well. You know, Slough just happened to be ground zero.
Thank you.
They do also tell you all that the descriptions that you've been giving match the Darrow population very closely. And Erde, the Stone Guard commander here, would give you a little bit of a rundown on the Darrow's part here in the city. She says that they just started pouring up out of Ludiger's Furrow one day, and they were simply unable to get rid of the infestation. They just kind of dug holes and little hovels all into the side of the chasm and just refused to leave. And any effort the Duergar have made to try and clear them out of there has been met with wholesale slaughter on everyone's part. So they've just let them be down there, but now their machinations are becoming far more dangerous. And
You cut out, I think.
Yeah.
that was my cat on my desk. Not gonna lose my microphone again, as per usual. Can y'all hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. But she does say, she gives you a bit of a rundown on the Darrow and their place in the city. Did you all hear all that about how they just showed up and started pouring up out of Ludiger's Furrow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So she does go on to say that they seem to be far more affected. And again, because of their predisposition to madness, she believes that they might be drawing the darkness of the Demon Lord here. She contemplates for a moment, and then says, your experience in Slough puts you in a position far better than any of my men at my disposal are. She kind of looks over towards one of the other stone guards, gives a nod, and the Duergar man next to her produces 6 badges. And you know what, I'm sorry, she would actually produce 8 badges. And she would say, I heard about what you did with the stone giant, and that you have a meeting in Cairngorn. Take these, they will get you past the guards, and they will allow you to act as my emissary. With these, you can travel anywhere in the city, including the southern districts, but be warned, although you will not be arrested, there are many who would be unhappy, displeased to see you wandering about. Take these, and I ask only this in return. Keep an eye out, and if you see anything, especially among the Darrow population, that leads you to believe that things are getting worse or coming to a boiling point, either intervene or find me so that I can.
Of course. We are happy to help while we spend time in your lovely city.
She nods and hands you 8 badges that have a symbol of a hammer and a large geometric stone behind it. She then tells you to let me go about your business in the city, but don't keep the Stonespeakers waiting too long, as they are a very proud and easily offended people.
Aye, and where would they live? Where is that place that we're supposed to go?
She gives you directions to Cairngorn Cavern, which is there.
Mr. Brown.
Ooh.
Thank you.
And with these badges, we'd be able to get past the furrow and with no problem.
She says she can't guarantee that the Darrow won't cause another ruckus as you try to cross, but you'll see no problem from the Duergar. And with these badges and the word that she will send out ahead of you, you will not be disturbed by her or her people.
Thank you, Captain. That is a very gracious thing for you to do.
She nods, gathers her entourage, and heads back to Overlake Hold. And with that, everybody, I think this is a good spot for us to go ahead and take our break, and when we get back, you can decide what else you would like to do here in Gracklstugh. Alright, so we are back. After having dealt with a Darrow riot, and ingratiated yourselves further with the Duergar of Gracklstugh, you all have met Erde, the captain of the Stone Guard. They seem to be some sort of an elite force here in Gracklstugh. But she has essentially deputized you all, given you authority to move about the city, unbothered. And with that, you all are free to go about your business. So what would y'all like to do?
Well, if it's all right with all of you, I'd like to pay my respects to the father of the giant that I cut the heads off of.
Good.
It seems respectable. We might also want to stock up before we decide to cross any sort of borders.
We may want to sleep.
Did we already do that?
We just did a day, then had a dance party.
Yeah. It is still the same day. There's only a short rest in the at the bar before you were all dragged out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so is it? It's nighttime then?
Yes. I mean, there's no day-night cycle here, but it is shops are starting to close up and activity is starting to dim down a bit.
Okay. Well, we could take a rest and then maybe first thing in the morning
Mm-hmm. We
head
could,
out to the giants.
on the way there, we could stop by the market, see what, what's her name? Wares. As for us.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, him.
Yeah, I agree. We should definitely go to the Stone Giants.
All right. Well, I'm beat. I guess we'll go back to the tavern and get a wee rest.
So, heading back to Golborn's lair then?
Yeah.
Could I keep a lookout for Sareth? Sarenth.
Yeah,
Is he still missing?
he is still missing. Go ahead and make a perception check. It's only been a few hours that he's been missing, but still, he is still missing.
Would you allow me to put guidance on this?
Sure. You're actively
Thank
looking
you.
for him?
Yeah.
9? Okay.
Motherfucker. Yes. 9.
With a 9, unfortunately, you don't see or notice anything.
Can I give him advantage because of my favorite enemy? Being a drow?
You want to help him look?
Yeah.
Okay. So, with a 17. Alright. So, with a 17, you're all kind of making your way back to Goldborn's, keeping an eye out of everything going on in the market district, trying to figure out where he may have gone. You don't see Sareth anywhere, but you do see another drow making her way through these streets. She's proudly wearing the insignia of a house that, well, none of you really recognize these house insignias. Uranus, I will give you a 25% chance of recognizing the house sigils. So go ahead and roll a D100 and pick a number range of 25 numbers.
God. Numbers. Okay, let's do 40 to 60.
40 to 60.
Need 5
Not-
more.
Ugh.
Even if it was 35 to 60 or 40 to 65, it still wouldn't have gotten there. So. Alright. But this drow emissary, she is dressed in the flowing robes of a priestess of Lolth. And she moves through the city with an entourage of several chained, what are they? Several chained Quaggoth, as well as a pair of male drow who seem to be her bodyguards moving around. These are the only other drow that you've really seen in the city, except for the ones that were watching you before. These drow, notably, are not wearing House Mizrum sigilry. You don't recognize the House heraldry directly, but you do know that it is not House Mizrum. House Mizrum being Ilvara and her house.
Does she see us?
She's certainly not paying attention to you all, but she's kind of just wandering through the market, looking around at things. She'll stop at a stall here and there and look at some goods, make a couple purchases, things like that, but she's definitely not directly interested in all of you.
What does your attention, Naras?
Another drow. But not of... I forgot her name. Not of the drow he captured us house.
Ilvara Mizrum.
Ilvara, thank you. But not of Ilvara's house.
If you like, I can send Evermore to spy over her.
Maybe. I'm...
About how far away is this drow from us?
Not far, less than 60 feet.
Sweet. Yeah, so, Nevermore, who is currently perched on top of Schrodinger's staff that he walks around with, is going to fly off and kind of land on top of one of the nearest buildings within range of her.
Okay.
what would look kind of like a normal looking raven, except for the head is a skeleton raven head.
Nice, nice.
And it's underground.
All right. And is he
Yeah.
eavesdropping? Can you hear through him? Can you hear through him?
As long as it's within 100 feet.
Okay, fantastic.
You do lose your senses.
But yeah, Schrodinger will lose all of his senses, so he currently blind and deaf.
Nice. Okay. All right. So Schrodinger, as Nevermore approaches and kind of takes a little roost nearby, one of the male drow approaches and begins to whisper to the priestess, to the drow emissary, and he says, "Mistress, we have received word that a spy of House Mizrim operates in the city. She seeks a group of adventurers that escaped from Velkenvelv." So he is essentially telling her about what happened with you all and how there is a individual in the city that is searching for you. He goes so far as to name her. He says the spy Zalith has been watching them carefully. Says this may be an opportunity to disrupt their operations. And she nods and she says, "If you see these people, bring them to me." And then she goes back to her perusing.
Schrodinger will break his connection seen through Nevermore and form the party that's... their name was Zalith?
The spy's name is Zalith. Her name, you didn't get her name. You didn't get the emissary's name.
Yeah, somebody named Zalith has apparently been watching us. They want to try to keep a meeting to kidnap us, it appears.
You said everything. You've said everything that you had.
Yeah, I would be able to like just say everything plus the giving the name.
I'll then ask the group if we're going to be escorted to her at some point. Do we not do it now, while we're in a public place?
Would it really be wise in public?
Actually, she can't do anything to us if we're in public.
And why would we want to be doing that?
Well, the machinations of the Hounds of the Drow. Well, if she's right about wanting to disrupt what Ilvara's house is doing, it's unlikely she'll turn us over to her.
Sorry, I missed that part. Did she say that she's working against Ilvara?
Yes. It's what the one who walked up to her appeared to say.
Because we'd be doing it on our terms rather than theirs. And we could use every advantage against, well, if we're going to weld into house politics. So I hear.
Anything that screws with Elvara is fine by me. And can Cillian just like peek over his shoulder and see if he clocks any hooded figures kind of dogging us?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. Okay, yeah.
Nice.
You are decidedly not being watched at the moment, Cillian.
I could speak to her myself if you all don't risk it. Just be nearby.
Just walk up and be like, "Hey, we're right here." We'll seem really...
We hear you're looking
Smart.
for us.
and omniscient. Start off on the right foot, you know. Seem like we're powerful, not just runaways.
We could also get the person tailing us out to appear as well.
The potential drow ally. Which, I mean, okay, maybe not ally.
I didn't know there was such a thing. I don't know if we want to
What
get
am I?
mixed up. Well, I think you're the exception to the rule, maybe.
Thank
But
you.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I don't. What was that?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That's true.
We don't have to go there. Which is why, in a public place, we're less likely to be at a disadvantage. Because she'll be hated here as much as, well, less so than us, I think.
So you think that she'll help us, so that I guess
Maybe not help, but useful information, perhaps.
what we have had to offer her?
A chance to screw with Elvira, or at least her house.
Seems she has more to gain. But I leave it to you. I don't know much about politics. What do you think,
These
Trazen?
don't seem like your drow affairs.
Any distraction to Ilvara is less attention on back on us.
Trazen, what do you think? You're awful quiet. I think you put too much beer on your chest.
Maybe he's still recovering from his wounds.
True. Well, go for it if that's what you want. I'll stand guard if things go south.
I just mean she's just told her companion to come bring us to her when he sees us. So, like, this interaction's probably going to happen at some point. Why not do it now?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go over and approach her.
So as you're walking over, the drow warrior, the male who was speaking to her, looks over and says, "Mistress, they are here." And she turns towards you all. And who's all heading over there? Is it just Uranus? Is it Uranus on Cillian? Who's going?
Schrodinger will follow from a distance.
Yeah, I'll be with
Cillian will go
Schrodinger.
with him. I'll go with him. I won't make him go by himself.
Okay, so the three of you approach. Three of you
Greetings.
approach, and she turns towards you and she kind of nods and says, "Greetings. We were just
Hi.
speaking of you."
Not only that, we just got the inkling that you were looking for us.
She nods and starts looking around. Her eyes fall on Nevermore. She smiles. Very nice.
I'm sure you can understand anything could be overheard in this city.
She nods and she says, "I understand that you all have made quite an impression on House Mizram."
Yes, that was rather accidental. We disagreed with our imprisonment.
She nods. She says, "Well, Ilvara certainly disagrees with your freedom. Every day that you spend free is one more black mark against her and her house. And I couldn't be any more
delightful.
pleased." She says, "There are 2 other houses with emissaries here in Gracklstugh who work closely with Ilvara and House Mizram." She introduces herself as Sala of House Fain to Labar. She says that if she uncovers anything that might help you all remain free, she'd be happy to inform you. She simply loves seeing Ilvara squirm. And Uranus, she hands you a sending stone. She says that if she learns of anything that could help you / hurt Ilvara, that she will let you know.
I'm getting a collection of these things. When she... Sorry.
The male drow leans in and whispers something into her ear, and then she says, "There was another drow with you." She looks around. "He does not accompany you now?"
We seem to have misplaced him ever so slightly, but I am hopeful that he will return.
She nods and says that she'll keep an eye out for him.
Thank you. What house did you say she's from?
Feigned Labar. I will
Oh,
do this.
Aranis definitely recognizes that name.
Does he?
Yep. That's in his backstory.
Is it really? Oh, damn. Would she recognize you?
Ooh,
She's a priestess of the house.
no.
Okay.
Given, he didn't have a name when he left with his father.
Okay, yeah, and males are very much second-class citizens to the drow, so she would very unlikely to recognize you. Okay.
When she was kind of explaining that she wouldn't exactly help us, but she wouldn't be a thorn in our side, did I get a feel that she was being sincere? Can a drow be sincere?
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check. She seems generally amused by how much trouble you're causing Ovara.
I will say, if there's anything further we can do to irritate House Mistra, Mizram, thank you. I would be happy to assist with that.
She nods and says she'll be in touch, and goes back to her shopping.
Oh, if only Sareth could be that cooperative. I say to Cillian.
Cillian's just trying to look tough, like you have a bodyguard or something.
I pat your arm appreciatively. Thank you. We shall bid you adieu and skedaddle.
All right.
Well, that was successful.
That was Sala of House Fane Tilbar.
Yeah,
My spelling was close.
You sure make curious friends down here.
But every person who's not going to stick a dagger in our back is very welcome in my friends.
Oh, I'm in complete agreement.
I do believe I've interrupted our walk back to our beds long enough.
Yes, let us
All right.
sleep.
Okay. So, arriving back at Goldborn's lair, you do find the place a lot more empty than it was before. There's not nearly as many people here, and those that are here seem well into the bag at this point. Is there anything else you would like to do before calling it a night?
Good night.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if this is possible. Could I think back over my knowledge and I don't know, training, so to speak? Is there any way to protect yourself against madness?
There's
Like
certain
to boast yourself?
clerical magics that can cure madness.
Any preventative measures?
Not so much, unfortunately. Gotta hope for the best. Keep a positive attitude.
Oh, God. But Aranis is very positive. He's like, brilliant, I can do that. I'll be cheery for everyone. But
So if there's nothing else, you all can go ahead and take your long rest. It will pass without event. All right. Is everybody done with their long rest?
I think so. How many Hand Divinity should I have? Level
Just
3.
one at the moment.
Oh, okay, that's fine then.
You don't get a second one until level 6.
Good. Gonna have to hop out of here an hour early though. I had something come up.
Oh, sorry, bud. All right. You'll have the recording to get caught up.
That's alright. Yeah. See ya.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
All right, so what would the rest of you like to do?
Well, I like to go to sleep, I think.
We just
See
woke
what
up.
they have to offer at breakfast.
All right. So, the following morning, after you all have concluded your long rest for the evening, you do find that there is plenty of food down in Goldborn's lair. Various different types. It's all Underdark food, of course. So let's see what kind of food what is good Underdark food. Gotta love the internet.
Do they cook their eggs under easy?
Under easy. So there is fluorescent fungus salad with cave grubs, diced blind eel in deep salts,
Ooh.
amber lichen and soft rock bread. There is translucent crayfish stew, crimson moss cakes with cave jelly, and other assorted weirderies.
Well, I'll try the just it a see-through crawfish stew.
Yeah, the translucent crawfish stew.
Yes. That.
What was the third one?
The third one was amber lichen and soft rock bread.
I'll give that a whirl.
Still gonna try anything that didn't come out of the lake.
Nice.
That's a good point.
Roasted deep beetles with fungus dip.
Fungus dip. Oh my god.
Yum.
There you go, Cillian.
Yum.
Looks delicious. No, I don't want to try any. That's okay.
Cillian just does a shot of that fire water before, so he can't taste anything.
Just blow out your taste buds.
I'll just do a quick prayer purification and good tidings on our food.
Did you just D&D say grace?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to stop us getting like the worst case of food poisoning ever.
Right.
So quick jaunt through the market before onto the cavern. The stone giants.
If you don't mind, I'd like to see the giants first. We can do shopping after. I think they're waiting for us.
Okay. I don't know if they're waiting. I mean, they're quite general, but we can go there first.
I feel a little bad for killing his son, that's all. It's weighing on me a little.
We would have felt bad if they killed you, so. This is the better of the scenarios.
All right. So, do we still have Plax? I haven't heard Plax talk in a long
No,
time. Plax, you there?
He's gone idle.
he rejoined Roll 20.
All right, Plax, if you're talking, we can't hear you, bud. Might have fallen asleep or something. Okay, we will proceed. Anyway, so moving through the Dark Lake District, you do eventually make your way to Ludicrous Furrow and the bridge. And as you approach it, the first thing that you notice is the absolute cacophony of gibbering, squealing, and screeching Darrow coming from the furrow below. Looking down over the bridge, you can see just masses and masses of Darrow climbing over one another, climbing into and out of hovels, fighting, all kinds of madness going on down there.
Guess it's best if we go quietly over the bridge.
Do people look worried when they
No.
cross?
The Duergar don't even seem to notice.
Guess it's a regular thing here. I wonder what drove the Darrow out from down there.
Maybe the demons got its hooks in them,
Yeah.
like it did the Kuatoa.
So
That's
from what
just-
Airday was saying, the Darrow have been here for a very long time, a lot longer than the things that have been going on with the demons.
Oh, and they've always been like this. This
Yes,
isn't new.
they've always been quite crazy. They have been going crazier though.
Mhm. Well, I don't want to linger here if we can cross quickly.
Yes, let's do this.
So crossing the bridge,
Hmm.
you do get across. And that does put you right in front of the Hold of the Deep King. This is a monumental structure. It is a palace, but it is far more blocky and brutally designed, squared off everywhere. Very, very Spartan designs, but it is very much it is quite obviously a palace of some kind. Now, in front of this place are massive open squares. It appears that there's like a courtyard that could fit an army inside of it, but you don't see anybody. Except when a Darrow comes charging out from the furrow behind you all, rushes past you, squealing and howling, a dagger in hand, running at the hold. Once he gets about 100 feet from the entrance to the hold, you see him basically explode in a flurry of axe blows and blood. And before your eyes, hundreds of Duergar soldiers flash into visibility before re-entering their invisibility.
Wow.
An entire army of Duergar stands in front of the Hold of the Deep King, all of them invisible. There is no less than 100 of them.
Everybody get your badges out front if you don't have it already.
I'm assuming you all are keeping your distance from the Hold.
Yes.
Isn't that where we're supposed to go?
No, you're
No.
going to Cairngorn.
Okay. Yeah, but keep away from that.
No, I'm moving us. We make such great time.
What the fuck is going on with the music today? Weird.
Do we knock?
Alright, so as you all approach, you see a long tunnel opening up in this district. extends several hundred feet and into a much larger cavern beyond. A couple of stone giants stand out in front. They see you, and they just give you a knowing nod, and both step off to the side.
They're expecting us. Is it all right if we pass?
They nod in a deep, booming voice. They say, Stonespeaker Haram is expecting you.
Aye, and would he be straight ahead then?
They nod.
And Sarah will proceed to walk forward.
As you all head in, you see... Well, first you would hear the loud, thudding footsteps of the overweight red dragon making his way through. He stops about here, and you can see he's got an entourage of about a dozen Duergar wearing strange robes, almost priest-like vestments they wear as they escort this dragon around. The dragon stops and breathes his fire breath into a forge before the entire entourage moves off on again. The dragon turns his head to look at you all as you make your way into the Cairngorn before proceeding with his entourage. So, making your way into the cavern, it is massive, obviously sized for giants. And it's quite clear that the stone giants value their privacy. They kind of hush their tones as you all approach, doing their best to stay out of your way. And you can see there's not a single Duergar or any other outsider here in the cavern. This is the only place that you have seen that is completely devoid of any Duergar. Furthermore, is anybody proficient in Arcana? Schrodinger, you are, right? Oh, Schrodinger's not here. Shit. Anybody else proficient in Arcana?
I'm proficient in religion.
Okay.
LOL.
Right. So let's just assume that Schrodinger and Trazen are both with you all. So Schrodinger would notice that there are wards all over the place, and they seem to be seeing wards to thwart any attempt at the Duergar entering this place without being seen.
Oh, I wish we could get some of those.
So, as you all approach, you enter into a much more wide open cavern. There's a few more stone giants here, and you see one sitting on a massive stone throne at the end of the hall. You can tell that these giants live simple and uncomplicated lives, but as this giant that's seated on the throne sees you all, he stands and begins to walk solemnly towards you all. He says, I am Stonespeaker Shram. I must thank you and mourn my son. He was obviously lost to us. And then he asks if you can tell him what happened. If he wants to hear how his son died.
Well, we were minding our business in the marketplace when your son happened to charge down in a fury. The most alarming part was he had two heads.
He nods, and he says that his son was not the first to succumb to this strange ailment. They have had no luck in reversing it yet, and it seems to be disproportionately affecting those of them with close connections to their gods. He says that the stone told him that you all would be coming, and that he is to help you however he can. That He speaks in this way, saying like the stone has spoken to him, the stone has told him that you all have a very large part to play. And if the stone wishes to remain in this place, that he is to try and help you. He says something evil stirs in the Underdark, that the rock itself cries out in pain and horror, and a madness creeps from the blackest depths. He says to pay heed to the signs surrounding you. And at this point, you all see his head tilt slightly back, and his eyes roll into the back of his head. And in a deep, booming, it almost sounds like 5 or 6 voices are speaking from within this one giant. He intones, "A cave with 2 faces. Rock devoured, and the land overgrown. The pebble believes itself flesh, the earth rejects its wards, and the tunnels shake in fury." You see his head rock back forward and his eyes return to normal. He says, "This the stone has foretold. By these portents you shall know of evil's presence and of evil's face. This is what the stones tell me."
By the stones, do you mean the purple stones that we've seen?
He reaches up and places his hand on the wall. Says, "The stones." And for no particular reason at all, I'm going to go ahead and share this to you all. Might be
Cool.
important to take it
Thank you.
down.
You beat me to the punch. Okay.
And now he asks how he can help you.
Translation of this prophecy.
He looks confused when you ask for translation. He says, "This is what the stones have said. There is no translation."
And do you think the evil is coming from below the rock somewhere? Is that what you're saying?
He nods. Something rises from below.
And the rock says that we have a part to play in this.
He nods again. Says that he has seen that you all have the most important part to play in this, and that if you fail, this world and the dreaming world, he says the dreaming world as he gestures above him, may fall to darkness.
Are you sure that that's what the rock said? I mean, we are just random people that happen to be brought together in a drow prison. I was coming from Mithril Hall. Trazen was for centuries lying in a passage in the Underdark. You're saying we were brought together for a reason.
He says the stones have gathered you together.
Well, this is surprising. So what is it that we have to do?
He says that he doesn't know. Only that you must do it.
See, we were on our way to try and escape the Underdark. Get above.
He says that whatever plans you may have are all in service to the stone's design. And whatever those plans may be, he wishes to help you achieve them.
Well, in that case, how do we get above?
He nods and says that the paths above that he knows of have come to him only as whispers through the stone. He doesn't quite know of any personally, but he does know that the Deep Gnomes know of a way. And he also knows that the Deep King here in Gracklstugh, him and his merchant guilds maintain secret pathways above as well, although they're only shared to the most trusted among the Duergar.
I see.
He says that to his many centuries of knowledge, the Duergar have never revealed their paths to the surface to any outsider.
Can Cillian walk over and place his hands on the stone?
Yeah.
See if he hears anything.
Make a religion check. Okay. Oh shit, did not mean to do that. Alright, Cillian. So with a 12, you get a couple flashes of something strange. A couple of quick, almost thoughts, but there's too real, too tangible to be just thoughts. You see a wave of green, black, red, and yellow slime pouring through tunnels of the Underdark, consuming everything in its path. And then a brief moment later, you also see fields upon fields of endless fungi, except these fungi are not the natural occurring that you're seeing. These are all predatory. They seem to be feeding on the life of the Underdark. And then after that, you're back to normal. All of that happened in the blink of an eye. A split second you saw those things. And Stonespeaker Harab would look towards you and say, "Stones cry out in warning. They try to tell us and show us what's to come."
Cillian's just very internally shocked and is just trying to process it without too much expression.
Okay.
Can I ask you? You said that your people were affected with the madness, and it seemed those that were closest to your gods. Who are your gods?
Him and his people worship. One moment, I have to find it.
Aranis, what do you think about what he said?
Scorius Stonebones is the god of the stone giants.
Not sure. I mean, I know it's always prudent to heed the warnings of gods, but while I understand all of the words, their meaning in this context escapes me a bit. A cave of two faces, a devoured rock, a pebble that believes itself flesh. I mean,
I think it's showing a reversal, like nature turning against itself. Something like that. And the two faces, maybe the Demogorgon.
would the demigorgon be a cave, though?
Perhaps it is a temple we seek? It's too hard to say.
Aranis is a lot more wise and insightful than I am. Can he glean anything from this sentence that's just not occurring to my dumb human brain?
As of right now, none of this really makes any sense. There's nothing to link it to yet.
Okay. It's something to think on, Sarah, I think. Perhaps I can pray to Elestri for some insight.
That's a good idea. Very good idea.
Thank you. Most of the time when I can't think of what to do, my fallback is pray to Elestri. It's working so far.
It's nice to have that option, for sure. Well, unless anybody else has anything to say, should we take our leave of the good king?
If there's nothing further he wants of us, then yeah.
We thank you for your time, good king, and again apologize for the death of your son.
He nods and reiterates that he knows it was necessary, and that he hopes that you all allowed his suffering to come to a swift end.
Yes, my blade fell fast and swift. If that's any consolation.
He nods and actually says that it is, that his suffering was put to a swift end is some consolation.
Aye. Well, if you should need us again or need to speak to us, we'll certainly be in the city. We will take your
Says-
words to heart and try to decipher their meaning as we go about sort of following our destiny in this dark place.
Do you like us to check in with you before we leave the city?
He says the stones will watch you, and
Oh.
so he will be watching you.
I look around at the stones. Any eyes?
No.
I nod as if I know that what he means.
Nice. Alright. So, as you all exit, the stone giants move out of the way to let you pass once again. But, about 30-40 feet from the entrance, 6 robed individuals, clerical robes in red and black, step into your path. They are individuals wearing the same vestments that you saw escorting the dragon around. They stop in front of you, and they say, "The Wormsmith wishes an audience."
Or are we just popular today?
The what who?
Thembershod, the Wormsmith.
You mean the fat dragon?
All of their eyes get wide. We would not dare speak poorly of the Wormsmith. You would be wise not to do the same.
That's just above ground nomenclature. That just means healthy,
Robust,
well fed.
Plus
sturdy.
size.
They nod. Very well. A misunderstanding, then. Please, accompany us to the Cavern of the Wormsmith. An audience with him is not to be denied.
Of course. Show
Very
us
well.
the way.
Hope he's been fed already.
All right, everybody.